I have a folder that as soon as it says the word unsubscribe in it, it automatically goes to a folder that says unsubscribe. Joe, because if it says unsubscribe in it, then I know that is a sales email and it's blocking clients and things like that coming through to me. And so I had an email the other day. Every so often I check. It's called the unsubscribe folder, believe it or not, in my inbox.
Right.
I check from now and again, probably every other day. And somebody forgot to sort of check the merge tag. So it said, hi, first name.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that you were job title of insert company.
Right.
And so you immediately look at that and you think, well, you're a tool.
Mm.
You're an absolute blithering idiot. And so if you're going to do drip emails, just get it right. Welcome to Viral Recruiters, where we help recruiters, directors, owners, and marketers with their marketing. Everything that we talk about should bring in more candidates, more clients, more consultants, and everything that a recruitment agency needs. I'm Rich Gibbard, founder of RecBound. Hope you enjoy the show.
Okay, so drip emails.
Yes, so there are two different types of emails. Okay, number one is where you press send and it goes to your list at exactly the same time. Okay?
Right.
They're mass mails. They are essentially, you'd use things like MailChimp, HubSpot. Bullhorn would do it as well, and like every decent CRM would have an ability to send emails out to that list at exactly the same time. But as per all these rules and regulations, GDPR and all these kind of things can spam over in the US, is they have to have the word unsubscribe at the bottom.
Right.
You have to give them options to opt out, basically.
Okay.
It's got to have your address. So it looks, on one hand, it's like, oh, you send out 500 emails at a time. On the other hand, it looks like you've sent it to 500 people.
Yeah.
Okay. This episode is not about those kind of messages. Listen further for that mass mail episode. This one is about sequencing and drip sequences and drip emails. And so that if they do not reply to email number one, they'll then get email number two. Or if they don't click a link on email number one, they'll get an email number two.
Yeah.
If they don't open email number two, they'll get number three. If they don't click on an open or, any kind of permutations of these kind of things, is that there's a constant sequence of emails going out.
How many is too many?
If you are sending more than 100 a day,
Yeah.
then you are doing probably a lot of damage to your domain.
Okay, really?
So let's say your website is first name, last name, recruitment.com.
Creative, it.
There's so many recruitment agencies, first name, last name.
Right.
So now that they've got is they're trying to hide it behind IO and think anyway.
Yeah.
Right. For the first name, last name, recruitment.com. Okay. If you send out 500 emails, they'll go to everybody whose name begins with A, then B, and then C. 500 emails in a day from your inbox. They go out of your sent items. They come back into your inbox. You send 500. It's going to do some real damage on your domain. That's a surefire way to get into junk.
Okay, right.
And get blacklisted. Really is. Because Google and Microsoft, everybody's emails are either on Google or Microsoft. What they will see is no normal human being can send 500 emails in a day without using some kind of automation. And so Google, Microsoft, they will look at that and go, well, clearly they're using some sort of automation.
Right.
We need to protect the inboxes and our users, and we don't want their inboxes being full of shit. So we're going to blacklist you, or we're going to send you to junk, or, all these other folders that these guys and girls do. And so 100 a day max. If a lot of people who listen to this are on like Lemlist or Sourcewell or Interseller, if you're sending more than 100 emails per day, you are doing some serious damage to your reputation.
Okay.
Outside of that, you need a warm-up.
What does that mean?
So warm-up is, there's a great tool. It's called warmupinbox.com. I think it costs like £9 a month. It might even be less than that. And what it does is it automatically sends out emails from your inbox, and it automatically replies to those emails.
Yeah.
So what happens is that Google and Microsoft will automatically think, this person is a normal person because they are interacting with their emails. And so therefore we're more likely to deliver that email into the inbox of their target market.
Okay.
And so if all you did was send out 100 emails and you got one reply, that's a bad thing, because it's assuming that 99 out of 100 people do not want to reply to your emails. And so using something like a warm-up inbox together with a drip tool means that your emails are getting warmed up, and it also means that you're more likely to get seen by your target market.
So you're just tricking the filters.
Tricking the filters, essentially. But it's a clever way of tricking the filters.
Are there any downsides to using sequenced emails?
A lot of it, there's two main areas that people make mistakes on when it comes to their emails. Number one is the subject. Okay. So the subject basically is the shop window. It's whether you even notice that that shop exists is all based on the shop window. And that's what's same with the email signatures. And so if you've got a load of emojis, a load of capital letters, a load of, oddly enough, if you put in a load of fake reason, like sometimes it just smells of a sales email.
Right.
If you was to email me in an internal email, you would either have a subject that says "yo" or "can you do this?"
Yeah, with a few X's at the end.
Probably, yeah, it's got XOXO or something like that. Like the reality is that you're not going to email me with, "Hi Richard, please can you do this for me?" Or "Hey Rich, check this out." Doesn't it? Smacks of a sales email. And so subjects should be probably quite informal, 2 to 4 words, 4 words max, and probably straight to the point. So if you're, for example, if you're sending out a candidate and that candidate is, let's say, a JavaScript developer, I would probably have the subject as JavaScript developer, because if they are looking for a JavaScript developer, it's probably going to make them look at that shop window.
Right. Okay.
After the subject is done, you can play around with lowercase, play around with uppercase. Generally, I'll just write it as if you're speaking normal English, as opposed to trying to trick the system by having emojis and things like that in there. Yeah. After that is the body of the email. So I've got a few hints when it comes to the body of drip email.
Go for it.
Number one, none of this, "Hi, first name, I hope that you are well." I used to make this mistake all the time. Is like, "I hope that you're well." If you say, "I hope that you're well," or "I trust this email finds you well," you may as well say, "Hi, Dan, I'm a salesperson."
Right.
And so immediately switch people off. Or, "Hi, Dan, I'm a recruiter. See you later." And so that becomes tricky. You just get straight into it.
Okay.
There's cold email, just brevity is your friend. Just get on with it. And so you'd say, words to the effect of, "Dan, I'm working with an outstanding JavaScript developer based in such and such location. Hopefully it's relevant. They're an outstanding developer. Are you looking to add to your team?"
Right.
And so within a sentence, they know exactly what the email is about.
Just get to it.
Just get to the point. Less than ideally 50 words, maybe 100 words, but like then you have 3 or 4 bullet points that just simply sells that candidate. Sells a candidate. None of the fluff, no attachments, nothing like that. And then you finish with a yes/no answer.
Right.
So none of this, "Oh, hi, Dan, I hope this email finds you well," then a ream of paragraph. And then it finishes off with if you're available, it would be possibly maybe okay to catch up with me. If it's okay, if you've got not much time, and then I'd love to appreciate your time. It's too confusing. You would just quite simply end with a yes/no answer, and the answer, and it would say, "Are you interested?" Or, "Shall I send over more info?"
Yeah.
Or, "Do you want to find out more?" Quite simply, you want them to answer with, "Yes, please, tell me more," or "No, thanks." So if they say "no, thanks," then they're obviously not going to get any second, third, fourth, fifth email.
Yeah.
And you know where you stand with them. If they say "yes, please," then great. It's over to you as an expert recruiter to go and convince, sell, and hopefully just get like a £500,000 retainer, dead easy.
Exactly.
Yeah, piece of piss. If you can't do that, you're probably pretty shit. And so that's the problem. The problem that we've got is that now that there's loads of tools coming out there, is that people and recruiters, the problem is that unfortunately, trying to cheat the system a little bit.
Yeah.
When you're trying to cheat Google and Microsoft, they will win. You won't, they will win.
Right.
So you got to warm up your inbox, make sure that the emails are worth replying to, get straight to the point as quickly as you can. And to be honest with you, I don't think I would run email sequences that contain more than 3 emails unless it's an introductory campaign.
Okay.
So what I mean by an introductory campaign is, say, for example, it's the very first time that let's say you're hiring, you're a new hiring manager, you're a new CTO, and you come into the market as within my niche.
Mm-hmm.
If you've not listened to the niche episode, crack on with that one. You're a new niche target of mine. I will have sort of 10, 12, maybe even more emails that just drip out every 3, 4, 5 days or so.
Yeah.
And so that if you don't reply to number 1 and it's just jam-packed full of useful information, candidates, invite to podcasts, invite to networking groups, peers, you name it. It's got a load of information. If they don't reply after 12 emails, they're probably not that interested right now.
Right. Yeah, of course.
But once that introductory sequence is gone, and it's just a case of making sure that you send your candidates out to your target market, just send out 100 emails a day and just do that. 2 to 3 emails is absolutely fine. I've got some good stats for you. Do you like stats?
I like stats.
Did you know 46% of stats are just made up on the spot?
Lovely.
There you go. So open rates is if you're from an open rate, anything less than 20% is dog shit. Okay. So you need to be aiming between ideally 30 minimum, ideally 50%. If the open rate is 60, 70%, then yeah, you're doing really, really well.
Okay.
Anything higher than 70% is amazing, but 30% minimum, 50% ideal, 70% is great.
If mine's down to, I don't know, 20%, what do you reckon I'm doing wrong?
The main things you'd be doing is your subject's probably crap.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not encouraging people to open up.
Right.
You also have to consider, are your emails actually getting delivered? So when we were talking about the warm-up inbox before,
yeah, of course.
do consider, are they just going straight to junk? And then therefore gives you less opportunity to be read. So get somebody to read your emails. From a bounce rate point of view,
yeah.
So not every email that you send is going to be, it goes straight to the inbox. There will be some people that have left for whatever reason. They're still there on the book. So they're just there, they're not even real. So if you're paying for data, or if you're building up your own data, if your bounce rate is more than 10%, and you're using things like Lusher or SalesQL, which are these email finding tools, if these email finding tools and the bounce rate is something hideous over 10%, just stop it. Just don't use those tools ever again.
Yeah.
Because bounce, again, Google, Microsoft look at these kind of things and go, you're just spamming. So
yeah.
off. Okay.
Right.
What you should be aiming for is less than 5% bounce rate.
Less than 5.
Less than 5%. If it's less than 3, amazing, totally amazing. But less than 5%. Between 6 and 10 is you got something wrong. 5 is ideal. Well, and then 3% or less is brilliant and perfect. And then sometimes people worry about the reply rate. And I know we talked about reply rates before.
And is it a valid worry?
It is a valid worry because there's no point in sending out emails if you're getting no bites, no nibbles. Okay. So it has to lead to something. So I would suggest is that if you are going to reply and have a reply rate, great is 10% plus. That's that's amazing. 1 in 10 emails coming back to you is amazing.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Outside of that, realistically, if you're specking out candidates, 2% reply rate, pretty damn good, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 2% is pretty. The industry standard for those mass mails is 20% open, 2% click. 2% reply rate on BD emails for candidates is amazing. So 2% is very, very good. 10% is out of this world. You're roughly talking 1%. But 1% reply rate to them positively saying, yes, I'm interested, tell me more, is what you should be aiming towards.
Okay.
Slightly longer one than normal. I try and keep this within the time of lunch or going for a run, but felt like there's some useful stuff to talk about. So if you're having problems with your emails, if you've not got time to take your candidates to market, if you need lists building, or if you need more help with drip emails and using some of these tools that you're paying for that you've not got the time to do, get in contact, drop me a message. I'd love to help. Otherwise, like, subscribe, and listen to future episodes.
Woo!